The Buccaneers strike first. Throws a ball. Antonio Brown. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
They are being overmatched by the Bucs defense.
Easy pickings for Leonard Fournette. His second touchdown of the game.
He rolls, he dives, he scores, and it becomes a one-score game.
You get a first down here, you can pretty much run the clock out.
Tom Brady gets the first down. And this game is in the books.
Good day, First Take on a Feel Good Friday. So you know that means the one and only Tim Tebow. Good morning, Tim.
Morning, Molly. How are you doing?
I am excellent. It is great to see you, sir, getting us set as we head into an exciting football weekend. Stephen A. Smith, of course.
So in other
how
words,
was the birthday?
The birthday was lovely. Thank y'all for the birthday wishes. I just want to figure out how is it that Stephen A. Smith is here, but when it's Tim Tebow, it's the one and only Tim Tebow. I mean, what's up with that, Molly? It's the one and only Tim Tebow, but it's just Stephen A. Smith here. Okay, all right. I see how this is going already, but it's all right.
You know what? This is First Take, and I can't win, but I accept it.
But
Ryan
you also never lose, Molly. You also never lose.
That's what I'm saying. She never loses. Never loses.
There we go.
That's something.
There we go. There's enough love for everybody. All right. TB12, guys. You know what it is. In action last night, Tampa Bay, with a decimated secondary, traveled north to your old stomping ground, Stephen A. Philly, who gave them a fight for sure. The Bucs survived a late Eagles comeback attempt, capping off a dominant performance, which Teflon Tom completed 81% of his passes. What bad thumb. En route to a 28-22 win, Brady had 2 touchdown passes, and Leonard Fournette added 2 more as Tampa solidifies its first place position in the NFC South. Here's the go.
It's tough to win on the road, and obviously we didn't play our best, so we got to get back to work. We got a good little break here, use it, and then get back to work, see if we can get better.
Tim, you are up first. Are the Bucs the best team in football?
Yes. I think when you look at them from top to bottom, they have very few weaknesses. Right now, there's one weakness you could look at, and that's because of injury, not because of talent. That would be their secondary. Where else are you going to find a weakness on this team? Even other really good teams, possibly great teams, there are weaknesses. But this Bucs team, there are no weaknesses. There's playmakers. They know how to win the big games. They have a great pass rush. They can run the football. Leonard Fournette is playing the best of his entire career. And then the playmakers outside. It is a joke. Mike Evans, Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown looks better than he has in the last few years. I mean, he's not really getting covered. And then when you talk about their tight ends, they have 3 versatile tight ends. O.J. Howard now being healthy. I mean, it's a joke. The weapons they have, I think you have to look at them as the best team in football.
I don't agree with you, Tim Tebow. I mean, listen, we're starting off the show on the right foot because I completely disagree with you. I don't think we have to do that at all because of the very reason you brought up. You brought up their secondary. Last time I checked, that's a big issue, particularly when you look at the NFC. You look at Green Bay. You look at Dallas. You look at Los Angeles. You look at the Arizona Cardinals. And if you've got your secondary compromised in any way, it can cost you, particularly when you're trying to repeat as champions. Now let's look at the Arizona Cardinals, because as far as I'm concerned, that is the reason I don't think it's fair, because I'm looking at the Arizona Cardinals right now as the best team, definitely in the NFC, arguably in the National Football League. I got a quarterback in Kyler Murray that's completed 75% of his passes. He's a miniature dynamo. If it was not for Lamar Jackson, we'd be talking about him being arguably the best playmaker in the game because of his ability to move his feet and run that football. Then you've got Chase Edmonds and you got James Conner. That's more than serviceable in terms of your backfield and what you got coming out of there. And then we get to the wideouts here. We're looking at a guy like DeAndre Hopkins, who's arguably the best wide receiver in football. We're looking at the resurrection of an A.J. Green. We're looking at a Christian Kirk. We're even looking at a Rondale Moore. And I'm looking at their weapons right now. And then I go to the defensive side of the ball, and I see them being able to get to the quarterback. They've got 12 sacks this year. I'm also looking at a top 8 ranked defense in the National Football League. Now, they struggle against the run. That is fair. They rank like 29th or whatever. But their yards against the pass, I'm talking about yards allowed. I'm talking about points allowed. The Arizona Cardinals, there's a reason that they stand alone as the undefeated team in the National Football League. They are unblemished. They've beaten Tennessee. They've beaten the Los Angeles Rams. They've beaten the San Francisco 49ers. I'm sorry. I'm going to roll with Arizona right now.
No, and those are a lot of really good points, Stephen, This is a good Arizona Cardinals football team. But when you get to the playoffs, are you telling me that on a neutral field right now, you're going to take the Cardinals in a playoff game over all of these weapons, Bruce Arians, and most importantly, Tom Brady?
No.
I don't believe that you would say that.
No,
I don't believe you would say that.
And I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if you watch the show on Tuesday, the list is fluid. It's fluid, okay? This fluidity here, it moves. What we're talking about is right now, presently as things stand right now, with both teams playing the way that they're playing. I don't see how anybody can look at Arizona as being inferior to anybody in the
Stephen A.
It's fluid.
We all know October, nobody will remember. To be honest, they're not even going to remember November. But at the end of the year, who's going to be the best team? And when you look at this Bucs team and you say, okay, there are weaknesses in the secondary, but when everybody's healthy, will that be a weakness? I don't think so. That's why, as a whole, this Bucs team, when healthy, is the best team in football. And I think leading into January and maybe February, I think they'll be the best team.
Well, see, my point is that we don't know about other. We saw Richard Sherman that you get straight off the couch. You're going to throw him in there over a week ago or so. Of course, he was going to come down with a hamstring injury last night, which is kind of sad. I'm wishing him nothing but the best. But then you've got Bunting and others who have been injured. We don't know when they'll come back. We don't know how healthy they are once they come back. And we also know that there's never been a reason to question Tampa Bay's offense. And let's also talk about Antonio Brown, that stud that he is. You know, he's being treated like he's some third receiver. This is a guy that had issues off the field. On the field, he has always been considered elite. And so when you look at him right now, as great as Mike Evans is and Chris Godwin is, they were never Antonio Brown. So while you've got defenses treating him like he's some third option, is beyond me. But ultimately, as the season progresses, you're going to get better competition.
Are you making my point, though?
Exactly.
Antonio Brown is your third receiver.
Swayed you completely. You want to say the Tampa Bay Bucs. You can change your mind.
Remember.
It's fine. Stephen A., it's not a big deal.
It's cool.
You can just come on, man. It's totally fine.
May I speak, ladies and gentlemen? May I speak?
Yes.
At the beginning of the season, let's be clear. I had Tampa Bay repeating. But then the season takes place. And based on what I'm witnessing, what I'm saying is I'm standing here right now and telling you that Arizona looks like a better team all around, balance-wise on both sides of the ball, than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, can that change in December? Sure, it could. Okay. But when it changes, call me. Okay. Right now, the Arizona Cardinals are the better team.
But in a
hold
game,
on,
when it
Stephen
comes to most, you want
name
the Bucs.
drop. I got your number. I'm calling you right now, okay? Answer.
What's up?
Oh, my goodness.
That's right.
All right, let's move on here, guys. The Eagles' offense struggled in their loss to the Bucs on Thursday night, particularly in the first half. After opening possession, they punted on 4 of their final 5 drives of the half. The lone drive that didn't result in a punt was a Jalen Hurts interception. Hurts wasn't efficient, 12 of 26, 115 yards, 1 TD, and 1 pick. The Eagles put up 213 yards of total offense. Some of that blame has to be on the coach, Nick Sirianni, as well. Let's hear from the coach and the quarterback.
We were bad in the first half, and put that on me first. There's no doubt our offense needs to get better and to give our team a chance to win.
I haven't executed well enough to win clearly because the ball touches my hands every play, and I enjoy that. And I like that. I'm not doing enough right now to win. I'm not doing enough to start fast. I have to be better.
You know, Tim, obviously you played the quarterback position, so you know what it takes. But also, when we talk about the draft, we talk a lot about a guy's success is dependent on their situation. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, do you think Jalen Hurts can succeed on the Philadelphia Eagles?
I think he can succeed. Can they be a great offense? Can he be an elite signal caller? I don't know. I would have question marks with that. Can he succeed to win games, to possibly get them to a playoff berth? I think he has enough talent to do that. I don't think this is really a talent issue with Jalen. I think it's a little bit of consistency, and then I think he's too cautious. I think he has to let it rip. Even if you go back to Alabama, he was so successful. Only lost a couple of games in his entire career. But the one thing when you watched him, he was a little bit hesitant because he trusted his athleticism more than he trusted his eyes. And as a quarterback, you have to anticipate it, you have to see it, and you have to let it rip. And I saw multiple times last night him just hanging on to it just a little bit too long. And then, okay, if it's not there, okay, I can go make a play. Not always in the NFL. You saw some of the defensive ends that were just as fast as him last night. I think he has to anticipate more. He has to let it rip. And I'm not sure this late in his career if that's something that you can necessarily teach. That's what worries me the most about Jalen.
which is exactly why I'm not sold on him. For some of the reasons that you just highlighted. Let's just call it what it is, okay? This dude is a tremendous, tremendous athlete. I think he's a winner. Put him in a close situation. He'll find a way to get it done. His athleticism is big time. His guts is big time. He's not scared. He might be a bit hesitant, as you said, but that's when it comes to throwing the football. He ain't hesitant to run with the football. He ain't hesitant to trying to make plays. He's hesitant when it comes with throwing the football. What's the problem? You're the quarterback. That's what the problem is. You can't be hesitant throwing the football. Your instinct first should be to throw and then to run. It's the opposite with him. And that's the problem with Jalen Hurts. And then we got to take into consideration what we're looking at when we look at the Philadelphia Eagles. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind y'all about something. Miles Sanders can run the football. He's not a scrub. This brother can play. Why in God's name is Sirianni not running the football more, and you got Philadelphia Eagles fans booing him because you're not calling more running plays for your offense? They absolutely get on him because they know that city knows their football. I would know. I worked there for 17 years. But then let's go to the wide receiver spot. You got this cat Quez Watkins. You got Devontae Smith. We know what a stud he was at Alabama last year, and we know how special he is as a talent. You've got dual tight ends in Goddard and Zach Ertz. They're both there. How many teams in the National Football League have that many weapons on the offensive side of the ball? So when we look at a guy like Jalen Hurts, and there are question marks about him, and it's not to say he's not a finished product, Tim. I know that the future is bright because I've seen him do enough on the NFL level where I think there's tremendous promise there, and he's going to be really, really good down the line. I just don't believe he's there yet. And when you're in the NFC East, all right, with the Washington football team and the New York Giants, and here you are struggling right now, completing 62% of your passes, okay, and really not throwing the football with the level of accuracy we would hope. The bottom line is this is the expectation of him coming into the National Football League. So there's no reason to be disappointed. It's just that I think he'll be fine, but he's not there yet. The jury's still out.
Stephen, I totally agree, but I also think this is on Nick Sirianni and their entire offensive coaching staff as well to be able to put him in a position where you aren't necessarily throwing it down the field quite as much, but you're being able to get out quick screens and spread it a little bit more horizontally. I agree. Get Miles Sanders the ball going early, but also let Jalen be someone that can be a disguise for the defense, right? If he's coming out threatening run, you should be able to open some stuff up with Miles Sanders. And so I would love to see, I loved their first game plan of the year against the Falcons. I mean, that game plan, the Falcons were playing so much man, post-high defense, and they were killing them, right? So a lot of teams have changed from that a little bit, and they're playing a little bit more hesitant, holding back on the sides, making it give reads. And last night, the Bucs were playing defensive end was crashing, linebackers coming around, totally took away the zone read. Give him some more options. You know, there's so many different options with the read options. Change it up a little bit so you give him more chances to be successful with his legs, which is going to give him confidence with his arm.
Absolutely. And 4 out of 5 of his starting offensive linemen were out. So obviously,
yeah, that's true.
That doesn't help.
Fair. That's fair.
In his defense as well.
Yeah.
Okay, gentlemen, let's transition here. So Odell Beckham Jr. has 9 catches and 124 yards on the season. No TDs, not even last week.